What's up YouTube, PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our Week 10 team builder here in the WCBL. After last week, we received a quite crushing defeat, very upsetting defeat because of 2 missed Hydro Pumps. Our Greninja decided to take off his spectacles for 1 week. 1 week he takes off his spectacles, and all of a sudden he decides to just miss everything. Just becomes a blind-ass motherfucker who just can't hit a goddamn Hydro Pump to save his damn life. And we end up losing 1-0 to Chew and the Teenies. Yeah, I'm still bummed about that loss, but it happens. You know, it's Pokemon. 70% accurate move is gonna miss sometimes. It's just the way Pokemon crumbles. That's the way the world works. So, I'm not gonna stress on it too much. But now we are facing another one of the commissioners of the league in Nada and the Stockton Heatrans. It has a really threatening team. I'm actually really scared about this matchup as well. It's gonna be really tough. He has Inferno, which is his Z captain. Nidoqueen, Forretress, Kyurem, Comfey, Musharna, Mega Absol, Tapu Fini, Superior, Rotom, and Swallow. Now, first things first, it's speed tier. His team is built perfectly. His team has everything it needs: proper hazards, proper removal, proper cleric support. He's got a really solidly well-built squad to work with. Just overall, just a really solid team. It was really difficult to build for, but I came up with a strat this week that I really wanted to toy around with, and it really revolves around this Raichu. Righteously Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu Z, so we're going to try to use his signature Z move this week. Hopefully we can get a Stoke Spark Surfer off, which would be totally dope. Electric Terrain, Psyshock, Thunderbolt, and HP Fire. We're running a Modest Nature here, ladies and gentlemen, Modest Nature, so we can hit it as hard as possible and enough speed so that we can outspeed even like Scarfed just about anything under Electric Terrain, but we also outspeed a max speed Tapu Fini, which is super important. So we outspeed all Scarfers and whatnot, but we also outspeed max speed Tapu Fini, which is super clutch, super crucial. Love it. But we have the Electric Terrain because I know that there are mons on his team that I can come in on and force out. I can come in on and force out things like the I can force out the Tapu Fini. I can force out, maybe force out the Swallow. I can force out things on his team. I can come in and I can maybe get an Electric Terrain off, and then at that point we have double the speed. So with the Electric Terrain up, then we can go for things like Psyshock, Thunderbolt, and HP Fire, and hopefully tear through his team late game. That's the goal here. The Alolan Z with the Thunderbolt and everything, it's basically just for anything. Like, I understand like it's gonna be super effective on the Tapu Fini and the Swallow, but the Thunderbolt itself should be able to KO them. I'm actually gonna run that calc now for Tapu Fini at least, because Tapu Fini is the only one I'm worried about. But I'm pretty sure a modest Alolan Raichu, modest Alolan Raichu Z, Electric Train versus Tapu Fini. Ooh, it's only a 2-hit KO. Oh, no. I set up the Electric Terrain on it. Ah, see, I set up the Electric Terrain on Tapu Fini. Because then I can have... If the Misty Terrain is up, I click the Outright Z. Because the Stoke Sparks are for guaranteed Okos it. If the Electric Terrain is up, if I can get the Electric Terrain up on it, then... I can... Yeah, it's a good Pokemon for this week. I think it'll do a lot of work. I'm really excited to use this thing too as our Z user. I'm really pumped about that because this is a really good Pokemon, and like he doesn't really have anything that wants to take a Stoke Spark Surfer, especially because it has that instant paralysis that it causes afterwards, which is going to be a huge problem for his team. Like he only has one thing that's immune to electric and one thing that's immune to paralysis, so it's going to be tough for him to switch in on if I do get it off, especially if I can get it off in Electric Terrain, because then that just kind of nuke. It's a free nuke on something, which is great. Next up, we have Mega Altaria. I did not nickname you. Why did I not nickname you? Because I built this team at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Mega Altaria, Return Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Fire Blast. Fire Blast is just there because of the Fortress. Fortress would wall us otherwise, but we can hit it with a Fire Blast, most likely on switch in, because he can easily switch this thing, switch into this thing, switch that thing in on a return, but I can go for Fire Blast instead because I'm smart, and catch it. If he doesn't bring it, well then Fire Blast is wasted and it's just there for fun. But we can get Dragon Dance for 2 up, we can potentially sweep. We are built properly to outspeed the appropriate things. Once we get Dragon Dances going, so that'd be good for us. And then we can beat down his team. As with the Dragon Dance up, I'm pretty sure we outspeed everything on his team naturally. One more and we'll outspeed everything that is Scarfed. So that's how we built this. Yeah, Return Earthquake is just a good combination because Earthquake's there also for the Nidoqueen, so that we can kill that thing. Yeah, so simple enough. Then we have Snip, the Scizor, Leftovers Technician, Max HP, Max Special Defense, Careful Nature. I went with a Spadef Scizor this week because I wanted to be able to, what was I building this for? It's a good switch into Kyurem. It's also a good switch into Comfey. Kind of handle Comfey. It can handle a couple things on his team, but I just wanted it to be Spadef because I think it makes more sense this week. Bullet Punch will do damage. U-Turn is good. Roost is good. Knockoff is good. They just all do good things. I'm actually considering running Akaberry because that allows me to be able to handle Superior a little bit better, as well as maybe Swellow a bit better, but we'll see. Actually, I'm going to run Akaberry. Just going to guarantee, just going to say it right now, I'm running Akaberry because it's my best play. I'd be stupid to not run Akaberry on this thing. Next up, we have Shizzy, the Suicune, holding the Wakan Berry, Protect, Scald, Roar, and Ice Beam. With his Infernape being a Z user, I could definitely see him bringing the Gigavolt Havoc with Thunder Punch for my Suicune to try and break through it, and I'm not going to let that happen because I'm a smart boy. So that's why I have Protect on here, plus the Wakan Berry. If he goes for the, if I end up in a situation where it's us v Infernape, I'm just going to click Protect first to scout for the Z move, and if it ends up being the Gigavolt Havoc, will pop my Wakan, and it literally will do like, instead of just doing 25%, it'll do like 10 to 12% of what it normally would have, which is like almost 0 damage. Like it's practically like he didn't even hit me at all, and my Suicune will come out of it unscathed and then be able to counter him to the best of its ability. I love Suicune. I love Suicune so much. Such a good Pokemon. Yeah. Scald and Ice Beam are the only coverage moves I need. Scald hits pretty much everything I need on the team for neutral damage. Ice Beam is just if he tries to switch in the Superior on me. I guess that could be a thing. We also have the 4 points in speed so that we can outspeed a min-speed Tapu Fini. I don't know why we want to outspeed a min-speed Tapu Fini, but we can, so let's do it. Why not? Then we have Shroomzy the Amoonguss. Shroomzy the Spadefamoonguss. I wanted the Spadefamoonguss this week because it just works well. It eats hits from Tapu Fini all day, every day. Also can stop it from setting up with Clear Smog, which is nice. Clear Smog is just good for stopping his setup potential as well with Superior. This thing can come in cleanly on Superior and click Clear Smog for free because we live a Leaf Storm plus HP Fire combination, even Life Orbed, so we can click Clear Smog and just guaranteed get rid of its boosty boosts, and then we're fine to go. We're good to go at that point. We have the HP Fire so that Fortress doesn't wall us. We have Sludge Bomb so we can do actual damage to things at some point in the matchup if we can. Under Misty Terrain, every time I'm up against Tapu Fini, I'm just going to click Giga Drain because it's my best play so I can get HP back. But if we're outside of it, I'm going to click Sludge Bomb more often because that way we can maybe get a poison on it, which could be really useful in the long run of the match. So we'll see how that works out. But this Amoonguss set does really, really well against him. I'm hoping it does well actually in the match, as well in the match as I think it might. The last one we're going to bring in is Choice Scarf, Sheer Force, Nidoking. It's just such a good set that it's hard to not bring in this matchup, especially because we outspeed Nidoqueen with this spread. We have Earth Power, which will hit the Infernape Nidoqueen. The Infernape Nidoqueen super effectively. We have Sludge Wave, again for stab, so we can hit things like the Comfey and the Tapu Fini, as well as the Superior. We have Flamethrower for the Fortress because that's really important, and we also have Ice Beam. Ice Beam will hit the Swellow and the Surf as well, and it's good overall coverage against his team. If we can make the right predictions, we can maybe pick up some key Okos that he might not be expecting us to go for. So hopefully we can pull this one out and come back from that horrible, upsetting loss from last week that I don't think we should have lost. I'm really upset that we lost it, but again, it's Pokemon. You miss moves. It's going to happen. That's why I don't typically run things like Hydro Pump. That's why I avoid it. And now you know. Now you know exactly why I don't run moves like Hydro Pump more often, because I always miss them. But yeah, with that, we're going to get right on into the battle. So hope you guys enjoy. See you there. Peace. Alrighty guys, we are here with our WCBL week number 10 battle against Nada and the Stockton Heatrans. That's what it is. Yes, I remember now. Haha. I'm not stupid. Anyways, you can see that he brought his Nidoqueen, his Z Infernape, potentially carrying the Z Crystal. Could be. Gonna have to scout for that. Gonna have to be careful with that. We have the Kyurem, we have the Fortress, we have the Tapu Fini, and we have the Superior. So, without further ado, we're going to get into this match. I'm going to lead with my Nidoking, predicting him to lead either Infernape or, well, actually, pretty much Nidoking handles like half of what he could possibly lead and can do massive damage to all of it. So I'm just going, that it seems like the best possible lead for me since I am Scarfed. He's going to lead with his Nidoqueen, and turn one I'm just going to click Earth Power, and Nidoqueen just drops. So that is huge. That is massively huge. No potential for Toxic Spikes, no rocks from that end. It's huge. He goes into his Tapu Fini and then immediately doubles out into his Kyurem, predicting me to go into my Amoonguss like I do, which is really, really good play on his part. I'm going to double back out into my Scizor as he's going to set up a sub. Now here I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch, break his sub, and he is going to go for the HP Fire. That is going to pop my Akka Berry, and that is going to do 35%. So that means without the Akka, it would have done like 70+% at least. He's going to go for another HP Fire as I switch in my Suicune. He's going to Ice Beam me as I'm just going to go for the Roar.
I was predicting him to try to set up a sub in my face, because he could set up a sub on Coon any day of the week. So that's fine that he swapped. He brings in the Infernape, he goes for the U-turn. I just go straight for the Scald, no reason not to. If I could got the burn on the Superior, it would have been great. He's going to again predict my Amoonguss switch and go into his Kyurem. He just loves getting Kyurem in on Amoonguss. I guess he just really enjoys that the concept of Amoonguss versus Kyurem. He's just going to Ice Beam. Again, just going to chip away at my Suicune. I don't have any... I have the Wakan Berry, so I don't have any way of healing myself. I'd go for the Ice Beam, maybe predicting the Serp switch as he goes for an Ice Beam again on me, and I'm just going to roar him out. And it is going to bring in the Superior. Shocker. I'm going to protect here as he's going to go for a Leaf Storm. That is fine by me. He's going to switch now as I'm going to go for an Ice Beam. And that happened. And I'm going to protect here because he's going to now reveal that he is Fightinium Z. He's going to go for the all-out pummeling on me. And it's going to do 8%. That is insanely weak. He goes for the U-turn here. So he's going to get out, and he's going to go right into his Kyurem. Again, notice how many Scalds I've clicked, and notice how many burns I've gotten this match. Let's be real here, it's getting kind of agitating. Alright, so he goes for the sub on Kyurem as I go for the Roar, which is really great. He goes into his Superior. He goes for the Glare on me first, which is kind of weird. I go for the Ice Beam. He's going to have the Yachi Berry. He's going to get frozen, which is huge. Really hoped he'd stayed frozen there. Kind of was hoping he would stay frozen because I would have been able to chip him down a lot more with the Ice Beam. But nonetheless, I can't get lucky all the time. So now I get a free switch into my Amoonguss, and I'm able to freely just click Sludge Bomb here. Which I do. It does over almost half to the Tapu Fini, which is crazy. Shows me he's more of an offensive build. I'm going to just Sludge Bomb or Giga Drain this time. Just wanted to make sure to get some health back, depending on the Scout is set. But he's going to roost up with his Kyurem. And again, I'm going for all these Sludge Bombs, but I'm not getting any poisons, which is really agitating. Alright, this is the turn that I predict him to go for an Ice Beam, so I'm going to swap into my Scizor again, as he does go for the Ice Beam. At this point, I can sack Scizor. I'm very safe in sacking Scizor. He is Babiri Berry Kyurem, so he takes that, and then the HP Fire is going to drop my Scizor, which is really unfortunate. I'm really upset that that happened. So I go into my Alolan Raichu, and he's going to swap out into his Fortress. I just go straight for the Psyshock here. No reason not to. Did some chip on it. It reveals that it is leftovers. And now I'm going to go for the HP Fire this turn to chip it down out of range of getting its Sturdy back. He's going to set up a layer of Spikes. This I see as my opportunity to set up. So I'm going to go for the Electric Terrain here. Now my speed is doubled, and I am a speedy little rat. So he's going to set up a second layer of Spikes. I'm going to HP Fire again, and I'm going to kill the Fortress. Now, I am modest as well, which is crazy strong. So he goes in Superior. Now this is about a mid-roll, but I go for the Stoked Spark Surfer anyway. And it knocks him down to 1%. If I got in a 50% roll or higher, I would have KO'd him, but that's fine. We will just go for the Psyshock the following turn and kill him off. He's going to go into his Infernape. He's going to... I think this is a bit of a misplay. He goes for a Vacuum Wave and is unable to kill me and sacks off his Infernape to the Psyshock. My Electric Terrain is now going to end, however. He's going to go out into his Tapu Fini. And right here, he's going to reveal his Tapu Fini is Scarf, because I did speed creep max speed Tapu Fini, so he did in fact bring a Scarf Tapu Fini. So he's Scarfed an Ice Beam, and that is fine. He's going to go into his Kyurem. I'm just going to Sludge Bomb. I cannot get the poison now because of the Misty Terrain, which is unfortunate. I'm going to swap now into my Altaria. So he's actually going to go for a sub. He's going to go for the lowest sub I've ever seen. Now he's just going to go for the Ice Beam. It almost kills me, but I'm able to break his sub with a return. And now he's in a situation where if he tries to roost, he's going to just die. So he has to Ice Beam me here. I'm now going to go out into my Nidoking, because Nidoking is my best bet right now in this match. He's going to, and I'm going to go for a Sludge Wave to kill off the Kyurem. And now it's a matter of how much damage is this Ice Beam going to do. If he had had a stab move, if he had gone over a stab move, just so you know, like him clicking Ice Beam was his best possible play, because if he crit me or froze me, that would have won him the game, because then he would have been locked into Ice Beam on Amoonguss. Now, Amoonguss was especially defensive this week, but regardless, Ice Beam from Tapu Fini is still going to hurt. and in fact I will calc it now just to be sure. He might have been able to still, depending on his spread, because first of all, let's look at the damage on Nidoking. Okay, let's look at the damage on Nidoking from Tapu Fini. Alright, so Ice Beam. Ice Beam is the move that he used on us, and it did about 68%. So he's definitely max specially offensive. So if he had first of all, if he had a stab move, if he had anything like Scald or Surf, if he had Scald, it would have killed me after the spikes. If he had Surf, it would just straight up OHKO me. If I'm correct, 94 to 110 on Nidoking. Now, but due to the fact that I had a Mungus in the back, he couldn't click Surf or Scald because it would only do approximately 10 to 12 or 11 to 13%. And honestly, I would have still won. I would have still won regardless, even if he did crit or kill my Nidoking. It was his best possible play, and he would have needed to freeze or crit the hell out of my Amoonguss, because Ice Beam from max especially offensive Tapu Fini does 30 to 36% at most, and he was in 2-hit KO Giga Drain range. Giga Drain does 33 to 39, so I would have been able to get enough HP that I could have lived enough Ice Beams to allow Amoonguss to beat it. But yeah, it's a pretty fantastic game. A really good game to Nana. Really fantastic game. Next week we take on Lugia Lord and the Trenton Thunderous. So this is going to be a really good game. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.